dually swap today. Just power wash these things, started taking apart the front leaf springs, got that one off. Just getting this one off. I just cut the steering arm off here. And then I got this Dana 80, so we're upgrading from the Sterling. Hopefully the brakes work. I'm not sure if they're the same, probably not, but hopefully they are. And I filmed this before I get too far ahead of myself. So this is the Dana 80 dually axle I have on that roller. I'm rolling it under. I'm trying to use the same brakes. I don't feel like bleeding them, and those are brand new. I'm not sure if they're going to bolt up, but they look like they will. The Sterling is all the way over there. I had me and my buddy slide it out. I think I measured the drive shaft. Looks like it should bolt up. And then the one thing that I had to do was, I can't find them, but the plates for the leaf springs. I made these little red ones. Just add some 3/8 plate to hold the leaf spring down because it's so it was so rotted out previously. So, but the U-bolts go in just fine. And yeah, I'll give you some updates when we get further along. So, a lot has changed since the last clip. Dana 80's in there, but not without its problems. So if I grab this light here. So with these U-bolts, I had to heat them up with an oxyacetylene torch to get them to fit, and I had to hit these red plates with a sledgehammer to bend them, more so the other one, so the U-bolts would go in there. And as you can see, there's barely any thread. You're not supposed to use reuse U-bolts anyway, so I have some on order, but just to get the axle in the truck today, well, it's a new day, but yeah, just to get it in today, I did that. See, I bent this one up a little bit, but it's in there. So the sway bars all work. At first I thought they didn't. These are the brakes from the Sterling, my brand new calipers, so they work. The shock mounts work. What else? Oh, the drive shaft. That's the one problem. So I have a 2-piece. I'm not sure. Yeah, over there it connects. So the problem is it was just too long. And on that yoke, I hit it with the sledgehammer down over there, and I would hit the drive shaft, so it slid against that yoke down, and it just barely popped on. And obviously this was late at night and I wasn't thinking. I was just trying to get it done. And of course you need some slip in the drive shaft, which there was none. So over here, I'll put a picture up. But this is the drive shaft. I just put some paint on. There's the weld. It's pretty ugly on the camera. It's actually not that bad in person. But basically what you do is you find the weld on either end. I chose this end because I thought it'd be easier. And you grind it down. You go all the way around pretty evenly, and you get to the point where you can pop this lower piece out. And this piece probably goes in there to like right about there. And you could tap this in. Of course, it's very difficult, but you can get it square. And then you just weld it up, tack around it, try and disperse the heat, and then in one pass, I just did it all. Make sure that this is phased with this one, because if you don't, then your drive shaft's gonna blow up on you or something else will. So that was definitely a pain to do that, to say the least. It definitely sucks, and I will be having new U-bolts coming in for those ugly pieces of crap, but for now it'll work. So hopefully the rear or the front is not as difficult as the rear was. Theoretically it's the same exact axle, except this just has some spacers on it, which the reason why I'm swapping is because this is 410s and so is the rear, but that axle is 373. So if that axle is 410s, I would just take that dually spacer off right there, put these wheels and tires on there, and call it a day. But I'll give you updates later. Okay, so on that last clip, you saw me take out the front axle. The new front axle went in just as easy as you would think it would. I did have to buy a new socket for that track bar bolt. That is one big freaking bolt, and I torqued it the best I could. I think it's supposed to get torqued to like 350 foot-pounds or something. I got it to like 220. I have some red Loctite on there, and I'm calling it good. I've been checking on it every once in a while, and I haven't had a problem. And obviously the swap is done now, and I have about 1,000 miles on it. I've done a couple road trips, and there's only been one problem, and that's the rear drive shaft. I didn't get it perfectly square, so around 65 miles an hour I get a vibration, but it goes away once you hit 70. That's the only problem with it. But other than that, the brakes work great, steering's great, everything's great. I've taken off these tires a couple times to clean them up a little bit and just inspect, and haven't had any problems. Except when I was installing this front axle, I was using a torque wrench, and I had it set to a certain amount, and it just kept cranking and cranking and cranking, and it just would not stop. And next thing you know, the U-bolt snapped. So I don't know if it was my torque wrench that was messed up, because I torqued the tires and stuff with it, and it seemed to work out fine. So I don't think the torque wrench is broken. I think those U-bolts, obviously you're not supposed to reuse them. I reused them in the front, and then in the rear I did get new ones. I don't know if you could see those at all, but I did get new ones in the rear, so it's a little bit more safe. Thanks for watching.